Yeah, we find out Luna and Sun's backstory basically. We don't get into full details, but they were a part of this other space, but they were expelled for some reason and sent to this kind of void, kind of like the void Luna took Fuko to in the last chapter where she was talking to her. Now, in this void, they're kind of having a discussion of why they were kicked out. They don't really understand why they were kicked out. They were kicked out into this void with nothing but a seed. And we see the seed, and it kind of looks like Earth. So I'm assuming Earth is that seed. Luna hypothesizes that they were sent here to learn something, learned why we lost to what we lost to. And I'm getting a couple theories of what that is. I'm thinking that maybe they were in this space with all these gods, and Luna and Sun turned out to be like the kind of mischievous ones. They didn't really like humans in that realm or whatever, because they do mention that there are other gods. There are other people that expelled them, so there must be other godlike entities like them. So what I'm thinking is they were in that plane and they didn't really like humans and whatnot, and they kind of wanted to get rid of them. But all the gods decided to choose the humans or the mortals over Sun and Luna and decided to expel them and gave them the seed of what humans are, basically study them and understand why they're important to us and why we shouldn't get rid of them, kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking. And leading on into the end of the chapter, I believe I know what they are truly here to learn from humans. Because because Sun also does say, why must we learn from what we created? Well, how can we lose to what we have created? So yeah, going along with my logic of thinking that yeah, there are some other gods, they made their own like mortals in this world. Sun and Luna was like, what's the point in all these mortals? Let's get rid of them. And the other gods was like, no, they're important to the balance. And Sun and Luna just didn't agree with that, so they expelled them and gave them a like little teaching tool. And the way they decide to learn what they're supposed to be missing is by playing a game. So that kind of leads into the thought of them being expelled because they're like mischievous. Maybe they are like children to the other gods. That they're probably like newly formed gods, don't really understand everything they're doing. That they're actually just maybe some kids in a timeout right now. We're just witnessing a story of some kids in a timeout, a little brother and sister not understanding why they're punished. What if this is actually is a timeout and they're not even supposed to be like doing anything with the seed? Maybe whoever kicked them out accidentally like dropped the seed in there with them and didn't mean to, and Luna and Sun just been fucking with this Earth for so long for no reason. But they decide to play this game, and the conditions are Sun basically wants to rule everyone with fear, kind of. They're like, he just wants everyone to worship God. And on Luna's end, I guess she's more of the observant in this. Sun's more taking the front foot on, I don't understand why we have to learn from things that we created. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna make them worship me as God. And Luna's like, okay, you can try and do that, but if they don't, then I win. I don't know what Luna learns from that, but she, that's what she decided for the game. Like I said, maybe they are kids, God kids, so their like thought and logic patterns aren't all there quite yet. But we return to the battlefield now, and Ragnarok is truly ramping up. We're finally at the point of where we saw Fuko saw last loop of all the other uh gods coming from the sun. Or I was gonna say of the suns coming from the sun, but that seemed a bit redundant. But yeah, all the other, I don't know what to call them now. Sun, God, whatever. They're all coming out. There's multiple of them, multiple clones of God right now. And we now see how far the Union has come, because last time it took all of the Union with Rebellion, one of the sacred treasures, in order to hold back just one sun. But now all of the Union are able to hold back like all of these copies at the same time. And now we see the first use of the heart. Shan is talking to Fuko and saying sorry about how mean they were when they first met, obviously, in the previous loop. he kind of like, yeah, it wasn't a great meeting. I think who did they kill? They killed Void as well. Andy and Fuka ended up killing Void. Yeah, not a great first meeting, but he's appreciative that they have met now, and the heart starts to light up and starts shooting out some beams. So unlike what I thought before, I thought the heart was going to release strokes of unluck. It's just simplified to beams. I feel like if the story had more time, Yoshifumi probably would have done more of a less Deus Ex Machina kind of device with the heart, because right now it's just like an ultimate weapon. It's basically like Luna said, it's a love version of rebellion. It's just a stronger rebellion. For what reason? No reason. It was just really hard to find though. So it's kind of not a Deus Ex Machina. It is a bit of a Deus Ex Machina, because even though it was already set up, it did just come. I didn't know it would just be that efficient at sorting out all the issues we have at the moment, because just with one shot, we're able to take out all of the Sun copies. I'm like, that's a pretty huge deal. The pacing of this manga is so insane. And now we're just gonna keep going with this heart. So everyone basically gets a turn to pour out their emotions to Fuko. Rip and Latla does. Billy does. He's thankful for taking him off the battlefield. Gina's grateful to Andy and Fuko for helping her to change. And Sean's really grateful because Fuko helped him see his dreams. And yeah, that all that love energy is going into the heart and it's glowing up. And Fuko and Andy released an insane attack against Sun, and it puts him on the hinges, because we see this panel and his like arm is falling off. He's all like scorned. He looked like he's in like the infernos of hell or something. But I think that's just all the smoke coming off him from the attack. But yeah, this sacred artifact really was the key to defeating them. If they had figured it out like any time sooner, they probably could have done this like on the 50th loop or something. And Unknown comes in to explain to Luna what is happening. Like, she probably never expected this could happen, because they probably don't even understand about this rule that it doesn't seem like you created, because you don't know what it is. It's a rule created by humanity, and that rule is love. And that comes to what I was thinking, that Luna and Sun are here to learn. They're just here to learn about love, and it matches up with what I was theorizing before about them maybe just hating all the mortals in the plane they come from. Maybe they see the mortals always in strife and arguing with each other, have all this war and stuff, and maybe because of that, Luna and Sun were just like, we should just get rid of them. But the other gods realize it's that love in them that makes them do all these kind of crazy things, and it's the beauty of them, the beauty of the erratic nature of humans is love. They'll do crazy things, illogical things, because of love. Just like in this example, Luna is confused as to why they would use the heart, knowing that your memories of that person will go as well. But it's because of that love. That love will make you do irrational things that you just don't understand. So yeah, that's why I believe Luna and Sun are here for. They're here to understand and learn what love is. And speaking of the memories going away, is this like showing that in these panels, is Fuko losing the memories of friends of Gina and Sean and Billy and Rip and Shen, when they're like talking about how much they love Fuko and appreciate them? Are we seeing the memories going away? Because we get some flashes of the memories as well when each of the members are speaking. So we might be witnessing the end of Fuko's memories. I think that's just a significant thing to point out. And actually, I wanted to go into why, not why, but the gods of Sun and Luna's world. I'm thinking maybe this links into why negators are called vessels. Maybe they are actual vessels of the gods in Sun and Luna's world. So what I'm thinking here is maybe the gods are actually rules. So the Umos are the gods incarnate and like placed on this seed. Like maybe Luna and Sun's just borrowing a fraction of their power in order to get them on the seed. But like small speck of the actual god is within each negator, and that's why it can like travel between. And the reason that rules don't work on negator is because they're vessels for the gods in the other plane. The gods being rules concepts. They're in this other plane, and the small part of them are placed within negators. So the Umas can't affect the negators because they have the like original deity within them. So like it's basically just trying to use fire in a fire type is just not going to work. So any attempts of using basically trying to use their own rule on them, so they just kind of negate it. Like you can't affect me with my rule, kind of thing. So that's why negators are called vessels. That's my head theory on this, because that's one thing that I've never understood for so long. Why they call vessels? But I think if in my weird way of thinking, I think that might make a bit of sense if the gods in the other world are just concepts, like Luna and Sun are just concept of the sun and the moon, Luna, and all the other rules are actually gods, but Luna and Sun probably even maybe the Umas are replicants of it, replicants of the rules. And yeah, like I said, the negators are vessels for the actual gods themselves, so the rules don't affect the god, they're just immune to their own rule. And it's also like they're not necessarily immune, but it's dependent on the perspective. That's why they can change up their ability so much, because of the perspective. The Umas are concretely created as replicants of the rules, but the negators are vessels that hold a bit of the rules themselves, so they can manipulate it whichever way they want because they are part of the god. But yeah, that's a weird. I don't know how it like ties together properly, headcanon, but yeah, a possible explanation on why negators are called vessels. And that is it for this video. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you later.